the positive investments, but the learning from.
The poor investments that we've made.
Yeah.
Huge. Checking.
Let a couple of folks get in on this. And
Why am I not seeing it?
we're going casual today, baby. See if Casey shows up in a sports coat.
Oh, he does. Oh, here we are. Okay. We got 3 peoples going on. Let's try. Let's kick it off. What's going on?
Tell us about your day, Doc.
Rockwall Veterans Business Alliance viewers, Facebook fans, anybody out there that received the group invite earlier today. You got myself, Doc Rannigan, as well as Jeff, the man, Black Level Skinner. You know what I mean? making it happen today.
Grinding, baby. Just grinding.
I know we got a very important topic today about investing in your business and the pitfalls of investing poorly, not understanding or vetting the people that you invest in, the marketing companies that saturate your phone calls and your emails and your telemarketers, and sometimes I invest into those companies just to get them to quit calling me. I'm like, how much do I got to pay you to not call me? You know? And then what the smart choices that we have made during our tenure in being a business owner, the things that have paid dividends, the ROI that did pan out. And it doesn't always have to be a monetary amount of money, but I love to just go back, and when you invest in your business, I'm talking about the relationships that you've created. I'm talking about the groups that you're a part of, be it a chamber group, a BNI group, a master networking group, an RVBA group, a church group. You know, all of that stuff is cyclical. It all ties into your business, your personal life, and your bank account.
Well, it's also in educating yourself. That's an investment, right? So
yeah, the information you read, the books you read, the podcasts you listen to. So what are you doing today that will help you invest into your business that's going to pay you dividends long term, that are going to pay off long term? And how do we avoid investing in the wrong information, investing in the wrong people, the wrong marketers, the wrong
employees too, you know?
Oh yeah.
I mean, that's the number one expense of a business is payroll. So when you invest in someone, you're really, as a business owner myself, you know, I invested in a young man at the beginning, I would say like middle of last year, and man, it was rock solid, you know, running and gunning and learning, and it felt like it was going really solid. And then I'm putting all this time, this energy, you know, I'm sharing education and trade secrets with this guy. And that's the key, right? You're investing in an employee with trade secrets, how you run your business and how you do business. And then one day he just stopped. It was just ghost. No explanation, no nothing. So what do you do as a business owner to vet the process properly and vet that current person who may be an employee? You got to really stop and think about it, because the number one expense is payroll, right? So people, to me, is a big investment in your company.
And it's hard, right? We can do all the right things up front, i.e. a background check. We can do a pre-employment drug screen. We can call the previous customer they're with. We can do whatever we want to do research on the individual. And I'll tell you, it's hard in my industry, and I'm sure yours, especially you talk about trade secrets. How do you close a client? What are the
Yeah.
do's, the don'ts? And you just vomit all over these people because you want somebody so bad to help you grow
Mhm.
that you share that information. And next thing you know, you got Joe Blow's AV, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. You got Pete in a pickup who's now a damn roofing company because he spent a month with a professional company and learned all the secrets to become
Yeah.
successful. And and I tell anybody this, the success doesn't come overnight in business. It doesn't. It's year in, year out, day in, day out, blood, sweat, tears, being broke, being rich, all that bullshit that comes with it. So I don't have a problem anymore with telling people. When I bring on somebody new, I already tell them. I said, yeah, I promise you within 1 year, you're going to want to go and do this on your own. I'm upfront about it. I tell them about it.
Yeah.
And they're like, no, no, no. I'm like, I said, look, it happens because you're going to see me doing it. You're going to see me making the money. You're going to see that and you're going to want that. And I want you to want that. I said,
Yeah.
but at the end of the day, give me 5 years and let me teach you right. And then let you represent the brand that you worked with for 5 years and own it,
Yeah.
franchise it, capitalize off of it. Don't reinvent the wheel. Because that's the hardest part is building the relationships, and that takes time.
That's the most important part. And, I built a foundation in my business on that. We've talked personally at length offline about how we're building our businesses and being in different industries. There are some things that are consistent with how we're doing it. And one of the pillars is relationships for both of us. It's always been. I mean, if you look at us, how long have we known each other? 20 something years. That relationship in itself is invaluable. The time we have between everything we've learned from each other is invaluable. So if you're looking as a business owner or a CEO, or you're in the position where you're looking to hire some people, reach out to the people first is probably what I would say. You know what I mean? Because I feel like that's where I've found more value in people that have helped me get where I am is the circles, the circle of trust, the Lion King movie or whatever. So, as far as investing in your business, let's talk about 3 topics, right? Because we could do probably a 3-part series on this one. You know what I mean? We could literally break this down. So let's talk about marketing. Let's talk about business improvement and education, right? And those 3. So I'll let you go ahead and kick off on marketing because you've been stepping your game up and we want to hear from you on how you're doing it.
So marketing is a very slippery slope. Everybody's an internet marketer. Everybody's a social media expert. Everybody can write a blog. Everybody can create a website. But not everybody can market your brand the same way you feel about your brand. And so when I think marketing and I build a team and I hire a team to do the marketing, they need to represent my mission, vision, values. They need to not get lost in the money aspect of it, but they need it most importantly, what are my ethics? And I want them to market that. It's not marketing my brand and logo. It's marketing me, my work ethic, my professionalism, the things that are going to separate me from my competition. So in the beginning, when I needed to market, but I didn't have the financial freedom to really invest, I mean, I was spending $200.
Yeah.
Right? I was like, hey, $200 sounds good to me, but the fact remains the same. You don't get shit for $200.
You get nothing for $200 in the marketing world.
And then I say, you know what, Mike, how about I become a Facebook expert, a social media expert. I'll do my own Google business platform, this, that. I'll build my own website. How hard can it be? And folks, the fact of the matter is it's not hard. It's time consuming.
Yeah.
Right? You sit around, you dive in and.
But what's the most invaluable thing you can never get back though?
Your time.
Right? So would you consider that to be one of the most valuable assets you have?
Yeah, but that's why I outsource. I was like, I don't have the time to learn and be proficient and be great at it.
Yeah.
Because from what I was taught, I do 20% of what I'm great at and delegate the other 80.
Yeah.
Right? to CPAs, to marketers, to this, that, and the other, right? Delegate all that other shit, focus on that 20%, because that 20% is what's generating revenue.
Absolutely. Yeah. That's your pipeline builder.
That's right. And so that's where you're going to get the most bang for your buck. And the ROI that you're looking for is when you specifically focus on what you're great at, that 20%, what keeps your passion, your fire, your burn, what makes you go wake up the next day and say, I'm ready to do it again. Like for me, today's Thursday. I have a nickname for Thursdays. It's $1,000 Thursdays.
Like it.
Right? Like my goal in my brain, I'm making $1,000 today. Why? Because that's what Thursdays are. It's $1,000 Thursdays, you know? And it just gets me inspired. It gets me focused. But let me redivert myself back into marketing. So some things I've done wrong is believed other people too quick, too soon. And like you said, oh, you talk to your friends and like, hey, I use this guy. And then you end up using that guy and you're like, man, what the shit? You sent me down the dirt road. I'm like, well, do you even use that guy? He's like, no, I don't use that guy. I'm like, what? So
wait a minute, hold up.
You just said to use them, but you don't use them because you use somebody else. You know why I use them? Because it was $200 and the guy that my friend actually uses is $3,000 a month.
Yeah.
Right. And what's up, Brooke? There's my little one, my 3-year-old. I'm on baby.
What's up, Brooke?
She's out there. So understand understand what you want out of your market and understand how can you reach the most people most effectively. So most recently I invested $3,200 for, I think it was 32 seconds on Good Morning Texas.
How'd that work out for you?
10 solid leads, right? All that would create an ROI of anywhere from $1,000 to $2,000.
So you paid $320 a lead.
Yep.
Yes. Break that down.
Yeah. $320.
So $320. Let's say you make $1,000 on that. You essentially made $700 a lead for 32 seconds of your time.
Right.
That impact was you working smarter, not harder. Right. And then how are you able to, everybody gets caught up in marketing. There's a million marketers out there. Anybody can market, whatever. I think the key thing in marketing for me and for a lot of people that I've spoken to is tracking, tracking the investment. Okay, if I give you $3,200, did you know for a fact that those 10 leads came from that investment?
I did.
Okay.
Because they came in so quick. There was no other way that they would have came in.
I love it. I had the same thing happen to me this week. So, that I like to step my marketing game up with my social media. I do all of my own social media. And going back to what you said, it's time consuming as hell. It takes a lot of time. The video that I put out a couple of days ago about the motorized shades, it took me a few hours to put that together. But I just sat down and I tracked all those leads. Boom. Look at all those walkthroughs. From one video, 8 people called me about shades. So what we're trying to drive home the point of is just because the marketer himself has a small bill for you, hey, I'll do it for $200. Cheap is cheap. Let's just call it for what it is. Cheap is cheap, right? If you really want to invest in your business and you really want to invest in your marketing, you have to pay to play. There's no doubt about it. And I'm the first person that will always say, wait, is that worth my money? And people that are probably watching on this thing, I guarantee you, will be like, well, I hit him up to market. Well, he told me no. Damn right I told you no. You know why? Because some people are just out of their damn minds with how much they want to charge you. So be smart, use your head. You know what I mean? Yeah. But don't be afraid. And I learned this from Doc, the man sitting right here on this video, that I have to invest in my business financially. I have to use the money I'm making to put right back into my business every time. That is straight from that dude right there. So thank you for telling me that, because I've been living by that.
Well, it's so important, right? Because if I'm not taking 15 to 25% of my profit and setting it aside to reinvest back into the company, then I'm going to stay stagnant.
Yeah, hit that plateau.
I'm not going to go anywhere because I'm taking all the profits, putting them in my pocket and going on vacation and this, that, and the other, and never reinvesting. And so some people are afraid of that because it could sometimes be a large sum of money, or it could be a small amount of money. Even if it's $100, if you did that for an entire year, that's $1,200 that you could actually put towards something beneficial. I'm always a firm believer of I teach my daughter that, I teach myself that, even when I'm a W-2 salary for the company, right?
Yeah.
Because it's business smart to become a W-2 individual. And so even with that money that I get, I take a percentage of that money and I stack it away into the savings, right? So it's always taking a portion of what's earned and stacking it to the side and forgetting about it.
And then you can kind of put that into your brain the same way you would with your marketing, right? Allocate a budget for yourself. You know, like this year alone, I got $5,000 to play with in marketing, and then take that $5,000 and say, how am I going to put this on a tree and make it make sense? Where are these dollars going specifically? And then identify a system or a process to track that investment, to see where that's coming from. So marketing is a tricky, man. Like you said, it's a slippery slope because, you know, all your homeboys and all your friends and all your colleagues think that they can market for you. But I think the key is what you said right off the bat was find somebody that can market your brand. Because at the end of the day, no one cares about your brand like you do. Guarantee you that.
Yeah. And that's why you're so successful when you do your videos, because they hear your passion, they see it, and it's done right. You already know what your end result wants to be.
Yeah.
And a lot of times in the beginning, I struggled because when a marketer asked me, well, what do you want? What do I want?
Yeah.
Right? Like, what do I want? You know? And if I don't fully understand what I want out of my marketer, well, then how can I get a return on it if I don't give them anything? So if I'm just vague and say, oh, just see what works, or copy my competition, and right, I'm not going to get what I want out of it. So if you're going to be serious and you're going to hire a marketer, it's important to not only invest the right amount of money, but invest the time back into the company you paid. Follow up with those people, hold them people accountable. Show me in my damn reports, you know, tell me what's working, tell me what's not working. If it's not working, what do I need to do to make it work? So don't just haphazardly pay a monthly fee to somebody and expect the result that you want. And I learned this from my wife. When she gets mad at a marketer, she'll cut them off, or she'll call and she'll work through the problem. And they're like, because they can't always understand what our thought processes are.
Well, it's kind of hard though. You gotta admit, right? I mean, you know, the thing is that once you track anything, like we've talked about in this series that we're doing here, we've talked about processes. That was actually a whole segment we did one day, right? So when we talk about that process, we said, if that process evolves, it's okay to change it. Take it up, take it down. So as you're tracking your marketing and you're seeing where things are coming in, where the money's going out, don't be afraid to adjust that strategy. You know, if you see something that's working really well, you know, there's something that's not working, it's okay to adjust. I mean, that's part of being a business owner is direction.
Within the first 3 to 5 years, you should figure out what's working and what's not working.
I agree 100%, because I'm at that 3-year mark now, and I'm figuring out, okay,
you know what works, you know what your target audience likes, you understand your target audience a lot better, and now you have some insight on what you should be telling your marketing company.
Yeah.
Right? Because you should have already made those mistakes in the beginning and in that first 1 and 2 years, 3 years of business. You should have already done your market research of your competition to see what they're doing. And you should have already began to slowly implement those things and then making them your own. Right?
Yeah, someone here says, and make sure you paid, okay, let's see, and make sure you paid your guy your time and your money is targeting your target customers. You know, that he says, I like this analogy, sniper rifle versus a shotgun.
Absolutely. And
Darren, that's solid, brother. I mean, that's the golden nugget for this little segment here. That's dead on. Your marketing should be a sniper rifle. That's exactly right.
But to complement the shotgun approach, you almost have to do that in order to become a sniper. Right?
Snipers, yeah, absolutely.
Right? Snipers typically have somebody that dial it in a little bit, that says, all right, move a little bit to the right. All right, move it up a little bit up and to the right. So we have to start with a broad approach and then begin to dial it in
every time. Mhm.
And that's marketing. That's how marketing works. What's the big picture? And then find your target, understand it, and aim at it consistently.
Yeah, great
Consistently.
input, Darren. That I think he just drove home exactly what we were trying to say with 2 sentences, man. I
Yeah,
love
that's
it.
beautiful. And we can relate to it because
And you know what, man? And that's the cool thing about your circles, man. And that's the cool thing about, young businesses growing up together. I look up to Doc quite a bit in the business world for things that he's done or whatever. But growing alongside some of these other people, you can ask what they're doing. It's okay for me, the AV guy, to ask Dr. Roofer, hey, what are you doing that's working well for you? Because at the end of the day, customer service is what both of us have a pillar in our business for. So it doesn't matter if he's swinging a hammer and I'm hanging a TV, we're still at the bottom foundation of customer service. So, love that, Darren. Great input, brother. Love it. Love it. So I guess, kind of springboarding off of that, once you've nailed down your marketing plan and adjust and redirect fire where you need to, you start talking about improving your business at that point. As your marketing improves, you're going to see an influx of people calling, wanting your services, or you're going to see nobody calling you at all, right?
That's the goal.
I mean, that's two sides of the story there. So, when you're improving your business, you want to be careful of where you're putting your money. A lot of young businesses, and I found this personally, I was very, very, very stingy in year one. And there was a reason for that. There was an exact reason for that because I had an exact plan that I was following. But, your initial profits, they start rolling in, right? Oh, I got a little bit of money. Oh, hey, this is working. My business is turning into a real business. Don't be crazy and start spending that money in the wrong places. Put it back into your business. The key to reinvesting is to have a sound strategy, right? Would you agree?
Absolutely. You got to understand where it's cash flow. Understand your cash flow.
Yeah.
All right. Don't spend more than you make. It's really that simple. Right.
I mean, when you break it down, it is really.
Don't spend more money than you take in. And there's a lot of hands out, like a ton. There's a lot of hands out for marketing, not only from TV commercials to emails to door hangers to publications and joining chambers of commerce. And so if you have a marketing budget, like I increased my marketing budget this year, and that's because of the success that I've had previous years, right? Because I've been putting back 20% from the beginning. I've been able to afford to increase my budget because I want to continue to scale appropriately.
Yeah.
And but I still have to be cautious because the more money you make, the more money you get to spend, the bigger that check you're going to write, right?
Yeah.
So when I first joined the chamber, I spent $300. Like, here's $300. Now, 4 or 5 years later, I give them $6,000 so that I can be the premier sponsor of a clay shoot and really dive in, because it was a smart marketing investment of $300. But I also groomed the relationships with inside the Rockwall chamber that afforded me the reason to continue to invest. I promise you, if I didn't get the results I was looking for out of the chamber, I'd have been peace, y'all. I'm out.
Well, and I think that goes without saying, because that's with any investment. I mean, you've always said ROI, ROI, ROI.
That's it.
It's something that I took away from you because it didn't really make sense to me other than just a catchphrase until you take and write that stinking check or swipe that card for thousands of dollars. But some of the things that we want to discuss here today, when you choose to reinvest your profits into your business, they should be things like, streamlining business processes, finding ways to improve your customer experience. It should be infrastructure, equipment. I mean, I tell everybody, right tool for the right job makes you money, right? Would you try to put a Phillips head screwdriver in a flathead? How much time is it going to take to screw that screw off? So make sure that when you sit down and you're wanting to invest some profit and money's coming in and you're at a point where you can start investing in your business itself, sit down and think about infrastructure, right people, right places on the bus. Think about the equipment, tools, vans, trucks, materials. Think about streamlining your processes. There's a consistent theme here with all of these things that we've been talking about is processes, people, processes. and then finding ways to improve the customer experience, which is the most important. So as far as equipment, how much would you say you invest in equipment? Let's say, well, let's break it down on a micro scale a month, right? Because we go too big, it can be too hard to detail. Like money and equipment.
Well, the beauty behind roofing, once you buy a ladder, you have a ladder.
Okay.
Right. So once you buy, once you get the primary things that you need,
Yeah.
The equipment isn't too large, but we are going to be investing in a drone, right? So that's going to be pretty sound investment. I think it's going to range anywhere from $1,500 to $2,000 because we want the thermal imagery to be able to detect leaks.
Mm-hmm.
There's another piece of equipment called the pitch hopper, which is going to allow us to work safely on a roof that's a steep pitch for me to be able to do inspections.
Yeah.
It's about $150 per pitch hopper. So there's safety harnesses that I've purchased. And now when I bring on, so one of the things I do for my sales reps is on their very first close of a job, and everything is paid in full and it's over, I buy them what's called a bully bag. And a bully bag is consisted of a little hip pouch. It comes with chalk, pitch gauge, just the stuff you need to be able to do a proper roof inspection.
Day-to-day
About $300, right? Because I want to give the sales rep an incentive to do better, right? And like, they want to be rewarded, right? Because in life, there's what's called love languages, right? People like to be praised. People like to receive rewards, you know what I mean? Whatever.
Yeah.
So you have to be able to capitalize on those things. And whenever you give somebody, one of your employees, a gift of thanks, that's way better than a paycheck oftentimes.
Yeah.
Because now they feel appreciated. They feel like they're doing the right thing, that, okay, cool, I'm not sucking because it's been 2 weeks since I've closed a job. You know what I mean? Because we can really get down on ourselves in the sales industry. Sales isn't hard. Sales is hard, right? Sales is tough. Anything we do in sales, it is a numbers game, and it's difficult. So when I think equipment, I also think of non-tangible equipment, like learning equipment, like how I can learn a new trade in the roofing industry, such as commercial roofing, a new shingle product. So that time that I'm learning, going out to Owens Corning manufacturing plant, walking their facility, learning that stuff, that's all I like to categorize that.
It's kind of investing in yourself, though. You know what I mean? If you break that down, because that's knowledge. That's an intangible item, but that knowledge makes you more powerful as a business owner and as a sales rep there. So as far as equipment goes, you have your long-term purchase, which means you buy it and you probably have it for a couple of years, i.e.
my truck,
hand tools, ladders, stuff like that. One thing you want to make sure you're investing in your business on equipment side, and I can speak more to this because I move a lot more SKUs than, say, a roofer or a dentist or something like that. Keep your SKUs very slim. Don't have, and I'll use the example here as an audiovisual professional, there's about a gazillion speaker lines out there, right? So a client comes to me and says, hey, what do you think about X, Y, and Z speaker? I'll give them my input, but I say, hey, 1, 2, and 3 is what you get to choose from with Black Level AV. And here's why. Direct manufacturer relationships, service and support. I know the warranty and I know how to install the equipment. So, keeping in mind what you're purchasing, try to duplicate that process. If you know this shingle works, use it every stinking time. Find 3 different colors and tell your clients, I got 3 different colors, but I use this because of these reasons. Direct support, manufacturer relationship, and I know the people who sell it to me, right? So equipment is big because it's a big purchase. I spend a boatload of money on equipment. I mean, a ton of money on equipment, you know what I mean? And it's been something that has taken me years to understand, but as my project management background and operations management on other companies, I know that having too many SKUs of one single product is just a headache in general. So
it is difficult. And I've been down that road where I tried to offer 3 tab versus architectural to Cat 4 shingle to a designer series, right? It confuses your client. It
Make
really
simple.
does.
Yeah, simplify it.
It will confuse your client with too many options and they feel overwhelmed and overloaded. And then that increases the time of the close rate, right? I'm trying to close these people.
Well,
If I
what's the
give them too
process,
many
right?
options,
We want to
yeah,
get to, we want to get to yes or no as quick as we can.
it's great. I want to get a signature on the contract quick, sooner rather than later, because the longer we wait, the more options they get, the more curious they get, the more questions they get. And then at the end of the day, they're like, you know what, I don't even want to do it.
Well, that's what I was about to say. You wait too long,
I don't want
they
to do it.
just lose interest completely. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? I had to call 3 different clients today because this week has been so crazy, and apologize and say, I know I told you I was going to call you on Tuesday. I'm sorry, it's Thursday. Are you still interested? I got 2 yeses and I got 1 no. I'm okay with that. But at the end of the day, I'm going to sleep good tonight because I took that initiative to call and apologize and say, hey, my bad.
And no means not right now.
Yeah. Yep. That's another, hey, write that one down, guys, because if
Y'all write that shit down.
You can
No means not right now. Okay. You can tell me no all day. I'm just going to call you tomorrow and see if you change your mind. Like, I'm the guy. I'm that guy.
I see. You know what you should be is you should be in the t-shirt business. That's what you should be because you got slogans for days, bro.
All day long, right? I love it. I tried to talk to Steven about it. He ain't ready to print me. But yeah, understanding client relations and how you invest back into client relationships is also important. And I'd like to tie into a little bit of that.
Yeah.
Body language. If you can't read somebody's body language, you're going to lose, you know, and you think that just a guy standing there with the arms crossed, right? That gives you what impression?
He's
You're
not
sitting there talking to me and I'm like this.
Yeah.
Right. If I'm tapping my foot, right, I'm annoying you, right?
Yeah.
You need to get on with the program.
Mm-hmm.
And that's investing back into how understanding your client and your customer retention. If I have a client that knows what he wants, like for instance, I had a guy call me, hey, Mike, this is what I want. 3-tab roof. I want you to put it on. This is my budget. When can you do it? I'll be damned if I go in and try to upsell him, downsell him, tell him he's wrong, whatever. All right, roger that, sir. We can put it on Tuesday. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because that client knows what they want, they know what they need, and they need to get it done, and they don't want anything else. And so I've seen people burn themselves so many times by trying to convince their client of something else. Like,
I always start with
the damn client.
Man, we keep going back to this, but this is again talking about relationships, right? Building that relationship, and you typically build that relationship within the first 10 seconds of meeting a new client. I can tell when I walk into a home or a business within the first 10 seconds if I'm a serious consideration for that project or they just want a proposal to hand off to some Joe Schmuckatelli running the truck. And I'm cool with that, right? Because I'm not going to win them all, and you're not going to win them all, and the other salespeople that are watching this aren't going to win them all. But don't get down on yourself. You know what I mean? Take a word out of Doc's book. No means right now. Follow up with them in a week. Guarantee you, Joe Schmuckatelli that's driving around in that little pickup truck either went there and never called them back, or showed up and gave them something they didn't expect to get, whatever. But you're right on there, man. If you get a client that you know that, hey, I know what I want, let's do it this day, do that, because you're going to gain that relationship with them. And then they're going to call you again, and they're going to tell your friends and his friends and her friends or whatever. So I'm with that. Totally.
That word of mouth will spread quickly. And that's a layup client. Like, yeah, how it goes? He's like, shut up and take my money. I'm like, okay, here it is. So yeah, investing the right ways isn't always about money. It just really isn't.
Yeah. The other key factor here is always about yourself. You know what I mean? So, we've talked about marketing and what the do's and the don'ts, and some of the things that have burned us and some of the things that have helped us. Business improvement, like I said, man, you're talking about streamlining your processes. You're talking about your equipment. You're talking about how you deal with customers. But at the end of the day, us as business owners, or look at Brooke, we have to always take a look at the mirror. We got to take a look at ourselves and find out what's going on inside of our business and how we can make it better. Because if you're the business owner that thinks things are going wrong because the guys in the field are doing the wrong thing, you might want to stop, pump the brakes, and look in the mirror, because it all starts with me. It all starts with Doc, and it all starts with you. So investing in yourself is being in the room with the right people, being in the room with the more successful people than you, right? Reading books. I try. I can read, but I just get, Doc tries to get me to read books all the time, and I got a whole stack of them over here. But it's education.
I love the fact that you put out there that you can read. You're like, listen, folks, I can read. I swear to God, I can do it.
I can't read. I just get bored with it fast. But tell me something you've done in the last 12 months that has had the biggest impact on your business by investing in yourself. Not marketing, not your tools, all this stuff. You personally, Mike Rannigan.
So a really big thing on that is reading the books.
Can you read?
It really is. And listening to the podcast, because I don't just read a book, right? I use any book that I read as a textbook, meaning I'm taking notes inside it. I'm pulling data from that, and I'm remembering it. It may take me 6 months to read a 60-page book. You know what I mean? Because I'm not there just to read it. I'm there to absorb it. I'm there to learn it and implement and use it. So my wife will read a book in no time flat, and I'll ask her, well, what'd you learn? Oh, I just read a book. I'm like, okay, well, that's wrong. I need to understand what's written in that book. Another huge thing is going to the conferences, my trade industry conferences, because there I'm able to rub elbows with industry leaders, people that have been in the industry 20, 30 years longer than I am. What new products are going on? So I'm investing back into not only my knowledge base, but the information I can share with my sales rep. You know what I'm saying? So by far, I think that the biggest investment was this year in February when myself and I took Aaron with me to Arizona to a major roofing conference, and just the relationships that I built with like-minded people in the industry.
Yeah.
I still have those contacts. I'm still able to call these people up that are in Chicago, that are in California, that are in Arizona. There's no threat. You know what I'm saying? As a matter of fact, there's another really large company here in Dallas, and I've contacted him, and he's like, "Yeah, come on in. Let's talk about it. Let's do it."
Yeah, dude.
So whenever you get the opportunity to bend somebody's ear that's been doing this longer, maybe if they haven't been doing it longer, but they did it smarter.
Yeah.
Right. Like, whoa, didn't even think about going at it at that angle. Is huge.
I had the same thing happen to me this past couple of weeks, man. I ran into a colleague in the industry, man. He loaded me down with a couple of do's and don'ts, and it was almost an immediate impact in my business. And it was something so small that I had been overlooking. I mean, I've been doing this almost 20 years, but that doesn't mean I know everything. So I still have to invest in myself. Go to the conferences, talk to the people. I think we talked about it maybe last week or the week before about competition, that it's okay to have a professional relationship with your competitors. Now, you're not giving away your trade secrets, but you're establishing a relationship that one day maybe you can help each other out. So, a big thing I did recently was for myself, which was intangible, was started learning the art of motorized shades and the impact that they can have on your home, the aesthetics, the energy savings, and all of these things. And I was able to bring that into my business as a totally different aspect than what most people even thought Black Level AV was. The audio guy, the AV guy, we kind of get the stick of, we kind of get the stick of we just hang TVs, but by offering different services and investing in yourself to take that education to the next level, all you're doing is you're providing better service for the end user. And at the end of the day, we're all in the service business to provide a solution. So investing in yourself can, like I said, when we first started this, man, we can break this into probably 3 different segments. So we're kind of keeping it short and sweet for you guys today, but just remember, hang out with the people that are doing better than you. Stand in the room with people that are more successful than you and ask a ton of questions. If you can take away one thing from every conversation you have and find somewhere to apply it to your life or your business, then that was a meaningful conversation.
I 100% agree. You know, there's people that I talk to on a daily basis,
Yeah.
and it's so invaluable that I'm almost sometimes said, hey, let me pay you $100 just because of your time of consulting. And what's crazy is I have a cousin who decided to start his own business, and he now calls me and I almost said, hey man, I'm going to charge you a consult fee. So because you want to spend 30 minutes, 45 minutes, an hour of my time walking through all this process. And so once you've invested in yourself and you've become the expert and people are coming to you, not that it's an opportunity for you to make money, but now you understand your value of your time, right? Because we have to remember that we can get lost trying to help other people and forget about growing ourselves.
Yeah, but you got a good point there, man. Never lose the sight of something is always out there that can improve yourself. If you find yourself in a business, people have brought this up to me, the consulting thing. If you recall, 5 years ago when I moved home, met each other in that little shithole office building over Mesquite. We both had an office. And you said, why are you doing this? Why are you doing this for somebody else? Why don't you start your own business and then still consult on the side? You know, there are tons of people that make a boatload of money doing consulting. So if you feel like you have the industry knowledge and you're an expert in that field, go back 4 or 5 weeks to the video where we talked about being an expert in your field and look at that one. But if you feel like you're an expert in your field, there is money to be made in consulting. I mean, it's a big money business.
Hands down. And
huge.
I'm continuously figuring out new ways to invest in my business. And when I say invest in your business, we have a corporate name. And so not only am I investing into Doc's Roofing, but I'm investing into our corporation.
Yeah.
What type of assets can I bring to the company that's going to generate more money, right? Be it real estate, be it consulting. How many different ways can I create another stream of income and revenue, right? Because the longer we're in business, the better we become at it. And if we don't begin to branch out and be able to use it, just like you did, Jeff, in the beginning, you're hanging TVs, slapping up speakers outside for pools. Now your motorized shades, your, what is it, Sonos, your
Control 4,
right? Control 4. You're like I even remembered half that shit.
Yeah.
Right. You know what I'm saying? And today, now I'm not only am I an asphalt shingle, but I'm Tilcor tile. I'm metal roof. I'm commercial. Right. So my knowledge base has grown to be able to offer more services.
And you have to. And at the end of the day, the bottom line to all of this really is take a look at your personal self and take a look at your business and never stop dreaming about getting bigger. Never stop dreaming about the next step. Always have a plan with a contingency. None of us get this perfect. And I'm not saying I have it all wrapped up because I don't. I mean, I've managed big companies, but this is my business. This is different. You know what I mean? So I'm adapting and overcoming on a daily basis, and we're all going to. So, you know, reach out to your friends. Reach out to the people that are. Don't just reach out to your friends. Let me rephrase that.
Don't reach out to your friends.
Yeah, let me retract that statement. Reach out to your colleagues and ask the most successful person you know if they'll mentor you. Start there. I did it. Doc did it, and I'm telling you, it takes your whole mindset to a different level. Now you have somebody you can be an accountability partner with, and when they ask you to do something and you don't do it, they're gonna want to say, well, I told you so, right? So now you got some accountability there. So step up, put your boots on, lace them up every single day, work as hard as you can, and be the person in the room that's learning the most. That's the bottom line to all this today, I think.
Yeah. And understand if you are going to invest in your business, and we all know it's a financial investment, understand your cash flow.
Yeah.
Right. And if you are going to invest, put rules and parameters around your investment. So if you do invest in a marketing company, you let that marketing company know in 6 months, I expect this. work your way back from that 6-month window with an effective plan that says, I'm going to do X amount of ad campaigns. I'm going to do X amount of pay-per-clicks. I'm going to do these target market zip codes. So understand your plan and not leave it up into somebody else's hands to decide your future.
Yeah, because
Soon
no
as
one's
you
going
let
to care
somebody
about
else decide your future, they're going to piss it away until you hold them accountable. So
But
just as
exactly.
much as I need to be held accountable, you need to hold whoever you're investing in accountable as well.
100%. I love it.
It's a great topic. I love talking about how we allocate funds appropriately. Another great way was I wrapped my truck, and now I'm opening up me and another guy, Ben Northcutt with All Care Comfort AC. We decided to invest in an actual building. Right, we're going to lease a spot, and that's huge. That's a big.
That's a big step. You know what I mean? Because now you're not just worried about the day to day. Now you're worried about a month to month. So now you're looking at more of the long term.
Yeah.
So,
now I got to. Well, now that money, right? It's money. Now I have to make a minimum, right? So now I know. Well, there's a minimum benchmark that I have to make per month, right? In the beginning, if I didn't sell any roofs for the whole month, I didn't care. Like whatever. I don't have a responsibility.
now it's going to be $10,000 Tuesday.
Yeah. Yeah. Now it's gonna be a $10,000 Tuesday coupled with a $300,000 Thursday.
Yeah.
You know, sky's the limit. I don't give a shit. But I'll never, ever, ever forget my free for all Friday.
That's it.
Have fun on your days. You must, as a business partner, invest in being fun and energetic. Don't let the business run you. You run your business.
That's it. And hey, just keep in mind the Rockwall Veterans Business Alliance is packed full of successful people, full of people who love helping each other. I mean, the whole reason we do what we do is to help promote veteran business success as well as patriots. The RVBA is not just veterans. We're 1% of the population, which leaves 99% of education, mentorship, and smart people out there to help us all grow better. So if you're interested in becoming a member of the RVBA, get in touch with Anderson over at the chamber or shoot our Facebook Messenger a page. You let us know whatever we can do to help and go free for all Friday.
If I'm not mistaken, Jeff, we just had somebody join, Mr. Schultz.
Yeah, David, congratulations for joining.
I want to welcome him aboard, and thanks for joining. That's huge. I know one of the things we've been talking about, any new members that are starting to join, we want to give them a little introductory on some of these meetings and give their business a little shout out. And that's the beauty of investing into the RVBA. And it's not a lot, folks. I'm telling you what is it? $100 for a year for a non-member and $50 a year for a member.
Yeah, we all spend that money on some way more stupid stuff. You know what? Let's start something off real quick because I know we're gonna cut this down today to 45 minutes, but I'm gonna pull a business out of the hat right now, and I'm just gonna throw them a shout out real quick.
Hey, that's awesome.
Let's check this out. All right, so our boy over at Boss Tent, Jason Cantalon, he's right off the service road here on your way to Fate. He's a veteran. Let's see here. Doesn't say what, but I think he's an Army guy. We won't hold it against him.
Yeah.
He's a solid dude. He owns the company called Boss Tent and does auto. He does homes. I just saw he's starting to push out some tent on homes, which is super cool. So if you guys are in need of any tent for your vehicles, your boats, your ATVs, your side-by-sides, your homes or whatever, look it up. Boss Tent is a company name. He's a Rockwall Veterans Business Alliance member, and we appreciate him greatly for that. So,
yeah. Speaking of which, I may go hit him up. It's hot, and I know I'm missing my what is that little sunshade that goes right at the top of your windshield?
Oh yeah,
it's like I don't know, but I'm gonna do it because I get blinded by the light.
Hey, speaking of it being hot, we're gonna come look at your house tomorrow for some shades, right? So
I've been on your list for 2 months on these shades.
Oh,
baby.
Come on, man! Make me look bad in front of all my friends.
Come on, man! You got me. I gotta stay on top of them.
Hey, so, appreciate you.
Just because he's a good friend of mine, and I want to say this to anybody and everybody out there: just because you use your friend for business, don't expect. Please keep it business.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I don't expect Jeff to come over here and do anything for free. And sometimes we get confused in that, right? We are in the business to make money.
Yeah.
Sure. If we can help our friends save a little bit off the top or what have you, but don't go into it for a homeboy hookup, for a free thing.
Yeah.
because that, my friend, will lose your friendship quicker than anything out there. Okay, so it's real. It's a real fine line for me. Jeff's done work with me before in the past, and I told him straight up. I said, "You talk to me like I'm a regular ass client."
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And if you keep it 100 across the board, then long term, the friendship's going to continue to grow past it, and there's no ill feelings.
Well, and the
You know,
respect
so-
is there, right? It's a respect thing, really. So
Yeah, because I don't want somebody calling me up, man. Well, Mike, you man, I know you, man. You can't just do my roof for free.
just don't be that friend.
Yeah, don't be that guy. Like, break bread, because we're in this shit to make money, right?
So,
Anyways, Jeff, as it's always a pleasure kicking it with you on this on the
love it,
RVBA. I love it. We're going to continue to grow it. People out there, please share us. Let people know if you like the knowledge that we're giving. Let other people know about it. We want to grow this thing. We want to take the RVBA to another level, and we can only do that with y'all's help. Both patriots, veterans, grandmas, dogs. I don't give a shit. Y'all just show up and listen.
bring it in. Hey, and the last thing I'll say here is we got a meeting with the chamber next week to reestablish our monthly meetings, the on deck in person meetings. So we'll come out with a video next week after we meet with Darby and those guys at the chamber and let you know kind of what's going on, because I know people are asking, hey, when are we meeting again? When are we meeting again? So the ball is rolling. We'll have some more deets on that next week. But Mike, tomorrow's Friday, baby. Go kill it, man. Appreciate your time.
That's right. Let's get shady.
See ya.